Soon another clue turned up. A mitten with the initials RC on them.
Uh-oh.
This was taken back to the ship and compared with the crew list of the Globe. They were found to be a match for the initials of Roland Coffin. During this portion of the search, Lieutenant Paulding apparently impressed the natives with his ability with the musket, shooting sand snipe on the beach. However, as these things tend to go, he did take things a bit too far when he shot a white crane and, quote, afterwards regretted it very much, as the cranes were highly valued domestic animals for the islanders.
Unless he shot someone's pet?
Yes. Or yeah, like shooting someone's horse or shooting someone's cow.
Well, it would be like shooting a bunch of like rats or something, and then like, oh, sorry, I just winged your golden retriever. You know what I mean? Like, whoops. What am I, a cop?
You see a chihuahua and you rationally assume that it is just a large rat.
A musket ball to a chihuahua, there wouldn't be anything left.
Oops. Like Michael Imperioli in the old 1800 tequila commercials. Oops.
I forgot about those. Those were aggressive.
On November 26th, the Dolphin reached Mili Mili, or sometimes it's called Mili. This is the main island of the atoll, and the place where the Globe herself had anchored. If you're looking at it on the map, Mili Mili is the biggest one. It's kind of triangular. It's on the west side, like the southern portion of the west side of the atoll.
It's like the only part that would be big enough for like an airstrip or something.
It's the only one that isn't like a long strip of land. And again, this is where the Globe had initially anchored off of. Here is also where the rescuers themselves suffer a casualty. The Dolphin's surgeon, Benjamin Wells, had been sick since they left Peru, with an ailment he diagnosed as liver disease.
It's not good when your surgeon's sick.
No, and it's funny, like you lose one guy and it is your surgeon. On November 27th at 4:45 p.m., Wells died. He was buried at the foot of a breadfruit tree with naval honors, including a musket salute, which amused the natives.
Breadfruit is what the Bounty was carrying, right?
Correct. Little did the crew of the Dolphin know that this funeral was taking place not far at all from the burial sites of some of the men they were looking for.
Suppose you're pretty limited in burial sites here.
After the land party crossed to Mili Mili, they came upon an area that had clearly been an extensive campsite. The ground, quote, littered with cloth, canvas, spears, rigging, a thimble, and the staves from smashed barrels of beef and pork. A bit further on, they discovered a skeleton, lightly covered with sand, who they assumed to be Samuel Comstock, the only one that was confirmed dead, as far as they were concerned.
Mm-hmm.
As this was happening, tensions began to grow with the native population. On the morning of the 29th, the shore party had gone nearly as far west as they could on Mili Mili when they were confronted by a large party of natives armed with spears and stones. The Navy men were greatly outnumbered and armed with only a pistol each, but with no dry powder.
So basically nothing.
Essentially, hoping that these guys have seen a gun before and know what it does. The sudden turn towards hostility convinced the officers of the Dolphin that they might be closing in on their objective, but that the still living mutineers had managed to turn the natives against them.
Do they have any reason to believe that the mutineers and the natives are aligned, or are they just assuming that?
Since that's part of the story they would have been told from the depositions of the six who arrived there. I mean, they were able to say that, yeah, like, hey, Comstock's plan, the mutineers' plan was to go to this island, join with the natives, and kill all the non-mutineers. So, I mean, there is some reason that they would have sort of been predisposed to believe this.
Yeah, because I feel like so often these stories play out of like growing tension amongst those that leave, and eventually the natives get sick of it.
A part of it, of course, is going to be the pre-existing prejudice, assuming that these savage islanders are always up to something nefarious, rather than, hey, these armed strangers showed up on our territory. We're going to do the thing that most people would probably do in this situation and, maybe get ready to fight.
Right.
The morning of November 30th, Paulding, who again is the second in command here, he took a boat to the northeast across the lagoon, but soon found himself shadowed and easily overtaken by a few native canoes. Realizing that there's no way he could outrun the canoes by water, he resolved to land and begin searching huts for any sign of the Globe. As Paulding took his boat through the surf towards the beach, he was faced with an estimated 200 natives ashore.